Hi there, I'm Tish.
I'm not Lily.
But this is a very special crossover edition of Haunted Housewives. So I'm sitting here today at 0001 Cemetery Lane with Marilyn.
Hi.
And I wanted to talk with Lily's daughter about horror and art and how growing up as a spooky kid has influenced her as an adult.
Oh boy.
It's simple. It's easy.
It's easy. Yeah.
Nothing too deep, but, tell me about your childhood.
Oh, this is really horrific.
That's the idea. We do horror. It's the whole purpose of this. One of the first things that I wanted to ask you was how horror has shaped your life. I mean, you grew up doing spooky things with a spooky mom.
It's weird because I don't really think I necessarily grew up with that. If that was it feels like it's something that hit later on in life. Though I was always kind of drawn to like more like gothic fashions or like darker themes and everything.
Clock the outfit.
Yeah. But yeah, Halloween was always pretty big. Like, we always did kind of like, we liked spooky season. But I feel like...
Girl, I remember you doing Trail of Terror when you were a small person. Trail of Terror, still going, Carnegie, Pennsylvania. Continue.
I almost forgot about that. I'm not gonna lie. I did that a couple years, actually.
Mm-hmm.
That and, like... Creatures of the Night, was it?
Oh
yeah, when I was like nocturnal creatures kids going through a haunted trail.
Can you explain Creatures of the Night to the lovely people listening?
As best as I can.
It's all we expect.
Basically, it's a trail where it's for kids, but for all ages really, and it teaches them about nocturnal creatures and their life throughout the night, basically.
So what creatures did you get to be?
I got to be a couple. I remember I was the flying squirrel once. I think that was my first year. I remember being the skunk, and I think I was something else. I can't remember. But
I was at the Audubon Society.
Yeah.
So run by the Audubon Society. Where do you remember where that was? I know it was one of the local parks in the Pittsburgh area. When I say local, assume it's
Beechwood
Pittsburgh.
Farms Nature Reserve.
What Lily said. Beechwood Farms Nature Reserve did a haunted trail with creatures that talk to the kids, and Marilyn was a creature.
Yeah, I really liked being the flying squirrel, because that was fun. I got to be like all panicked and the owl was coming after me like, oh no, get inside!
Do that voice again. What was that?
Oh no, come inside! It's dangerous out here, there's an owl will take me! No.
Yeah, there we go. So you've continued to be influenced by horror, sci-fi, and fantasy, even if it was a little bit later in life. Mm-hmm. Can you talk a little bit about the art you're doing currently?
Well, I'm doing like drag as well as I've always done like cosplay at anime conventions. Mm-hmm. But I've never really done anything like too horror inspired. I mean, I was a demon once from a popular media, but it wasn't like horror, you know? But I plan on doing more spooky things later on. Like, I have ideas brewing, if you will.
Do you have favorite characters that you've done for your drag or your cosplay?
Favorite ones, again, the demon. I really liked playing Velvet. It was from Hazbin Hotel. I liked playing Velvet. That one was really fun. Keep in mind, I've only performed drag, like, twice, so...
Still counts.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really excited more so for, like, what I have, like, coming up and what I can do with this, because I'm still very early on with this. But I do know, obviously, I very much enjoy it, so I do want to continue with it.
Okay. So I know you've done cosplay as well.
Mm-hmm. I did do a couple horror cosplays. The one that's coming to mind is I did Fran Bow from that video game.
Okay.
And the main reason I did that was not necessarily... It doesn't really count as a horror game. It wasn't too... I guess it's psychological. But I did that when I was younger because, like, I kind of, like... There was a bit of relation, if that made sense, to, like, the certain themes of the video. I'm not gonna get into it, but, like... Yeah, I did that, and it was, like, basically, like, a girl in, like, a yellow dress, and I had, like, blood as tears going down my face. It looked really creepy. And I had a lot of people asking where I was from. I didn't think it was that underground, but apparently no one knew who I was, so...
Yeah, you don't always know what's going to hit with people.
Yeah, I never really know. Like, I have gone as, like, underground characters, or what I thought was really underground, and got recognized by everybody. Meanwhile, I do something that I thought was popular, like Fran Bow was at the time, and nobody knew who I was. So, it's a give and take, you know?
Yeah. So, do you have ideas for things you'd like to do next as an artist? What kinds of cosplay or drag would you like to do?
I was thinking about doing something from the horror game of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh,
That's really I'm really thinking. I don't want to give too much away, but like I'm really planning on like almost. It was originally, I kind of changed it a little bit, but I kind of almost wanted to be like a flapper girl Freddy type thing with like the bare ears and the little top hat and like a flapper girl dress and everything.
I love this. Do you love this? I love this. That would be amazing.
Yeah. That's...
I encourage you this. You should do this.
Yeah, I'm really hoping, because now I have an idea on the music, which I'm going to have to splice up a whole bunch of things for that, while also adding FNAF sounds to it.
Okay, so for people who are not as familiar, can you talk a little bit about what drag means and how you go about picking a piece?
Well, for me, it's a little bit different because I'm not, like, performing at, like, bars or the typical drag scene. I typically just perform at, like, anime conventions, gaming conventions when I do. Again, I'm still very new to this, so don't take anything I say too seriously. But, like, for me, I have a lot of creative freedom, so long as it is, generally, like, anime or, like, J-pop, K-pop kind of video game centric. Because they do want to keep it in that theme when we're performing at these conventions. But it's...
So I'm going to stop you for a second. Can you tell anybody who's watching your drag name?
I'm Kiwi Aquari.
And who do you perform with, Kiwi Aquari?
I perform with Aria Craven Snacks, who is my drag mom, Celeste TL, Lisa, and Jamie Starling.
So if you're interested, look for these artists across the Pittsburgh area.
They're all incredible, each and every one of them.
We've seen the shows, very different styles of drag. Very different. So do you start with a character you want to do, or do you start with the music?
I start with a character, because starting with a character and their story can give you an idea of what song you want to do. Unless it's like, because I was also listening to like if I was listening to, like, Kesha songs, I could also think about, like, what characters would go good with, like, a Kesha song and whose stories, like, almost react to that, if you will. So I do have another character to do, like, a Kesha remix from. That would be really fun. But, like, drag is all about playing with gender, basically. So that was something that I was, like, told recently, and because I was almost excluding myself to just feminine characters, being a queen, but that's not... I could easily take a male character and gender bend it. It's just playing with gender all around. It doesn't matter what gender, it's just playing with gender.
So it's sort of an exaggerated or kind of pointed presentation of a character.
It's drag and drama go hand in hand.
Ooh, say more about that. Because, okay, I'm going to tell you, she trained as an actor, and she performs really complex music still. And may I point out, Lily and Wednesday are off screen causing issues. So if you see us looking that way, there being issues.
When are they not?
Right, when are they not? So, drag and drama go hand in hand. Talk a little bit more about that.
What exactly? Because it's in a way it's both performance art, but it is two very different groups of people in a sense.
Okay.
Because drag has definitely a lot more queer history, because it is literally within the LGBTQIA+.
Mm-hmm.
But, which I can't really talk too much on the history on that. I am no expert. I don't want to say anything. But, of course, anyone who has even done a drama show at their school would know that there are also a lot of queer people in theater. So,
yeah.
And, like, of course, in order to make it in theater, you just have to be okay with making yourself look, I guess, stupid on stage.
Yeah.
Or just being above and beyond. And with drag, you're literally going above and beyond in every single little thing, whether that be, like, fashion, makeup, music, the costume, everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, it is very much an easy pipeline for the people who actually want to do that.
Okay.
But theater itself is more so a group effort, whereas a drag queen is you are by yourself on that stage doing what you want.
You pick your music, you pick your character, you pick your costume.
Yeah, and again, when you're on stage, somebody's telling you what to do.
Right.
Unless you're, like, doing improv or something.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, with actual theater, you have a script, you have a director, you have, like, a whole cast that you're working with, and everything's already been, like, figured out. With drag, you gotta do that all on your own.
Do you like that?
It kind of depends. Like, sometimes, 50-50. Sometimes I like not having to, like, think about it or, like, kind of be told what to do. It gives you a better sense of security, but other times I do like being able to have creative freedom over what I do, so that's kind of why I do both, you know?
Okay. Right. Because
I do like working with people too, so.
Yeah. I know this because I know this woman. Marilyn does really balance the individual performance art with more conventional performances. So she does work with theater groups in the area. I wanted to ask you, because this is a haunted house horror show. Do you have a favorite horror movie?
The It Saga was my favorite for a while.
Ooh.
Oh, I could do a drag Pennywise. I'm sorry, I just thought of that!
Y'all, drag Pennywise. Yes. Yes.
Coming up with ideas in real time. Here we go.
Inspiration can strike at any moment. This is perfect. What did you like about the It Saga? By the way, I love it.
I don't know, because I saw the, like, what is it, 2019? Was it 2019? The newer, I saw the newer version, basically, is what I'm trying to get at.
Right.
But I really like the mix of, like, humor of the clown, but also the terror of it. Like, I really like adding comedy.
Right.
I love I love it when you make I love it when you make anything funny, honestly.
But horror and humor are side by side.
A lot of the time, I really liked just, I don't know, I like the goofiness of it. Like, it both did take itself seriously as a movie, but also it didn't at the same time.
Right. Yeah, it was genuinely terrifying at moments. There are things that I remember, like, spoiler, Pennywise coming out of the movie screen when the kids are watching the projector.
Oh my god, dude.
So disturbing. But there are moments of humor as well, and honestly, one of the best cast films I think I've seen in horror, especially the multi-generational stuff.
I also like the tie-ins to the original book that you might not know unless you have read it, because specifically when I think Pennywise jumped out of somewhere and he just goes beep beep Richie, and you would not know that unless you, like, knew, like, that they said that.
Yeah. Uncle Stevie, Stephen King, is a brilliant writer, like, brilliant at character development, brilliant at, creating these indelible scenes, and I think you're right. I think the It series does it really, really well. So you just had this moment of revelation where you decided you would be drag Pennywise, and
that would be such a cool like Halloween event.
I'm not going to pin you down like on what song you would do, but there's
Circus.
Okay. I look forward to seeing it. So we're going to set that aside, and that is the easy answer. If you were any horror icon, who would you be?
Do you want that same answer or this one? Of Sally?
You tell me.
I don't know. I would not be the person that dies first is all I can say.
Okay. That's a good choice. It's a good choice. So you are wearing Sally.
Yeah.
Why Sally?
I just really like Nightmare Before Christmas. I just really like that one.
Same.
I just really like that movie. I like Tim Burton stuff. Like.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And also, I'm always down for like a casual costume or like. Just, I wear out there things all the time. You can never catch me blending into a crowd. So. Can
confirm. This is 100% true. Marilyn does not blend into a crowd. We've known each other for a long time. I want to ask if you have a favorite haunted house memory, because you and Wednesday were literally the start of this. We started going to haunted houses because you guys were interested in haunted houses, so we started visiting them. What is a favorite haunted house memory for you?
Well, I've started taking like some of my other friends to haunted houses as well, because now it's it's fun to tell people that I know about this stuff. But I took to a lot of my friends to Castle Blood one year, and one of them, the youngest part of the group was talking to a fae. I can't. They was talking to like a fae outside of Castle Blood.
Oh, that would be Morgana.
Yes,
hi Morgana.
Hi.
We know you. We see you.
And we mentioned the Curse of the Vampire or something, and she was like, "Oh, I can help you fix it. Can I have your name?" And she goes, just the immediate like stop. I've never been more proud in that moment.
Right. So in case you don't live in the world we live in and you're not steeped in that lore, never tell somebody your real name.
Never tell a fae your real name.
Yeah.
That specifically, but I guess really
Tish.
Anyone.
That was quick thinking in the moment. So for anybody who's watching, is there anything else you would like to say about horror, Halloween, and art?
There needs to be more spooky things, honestly. Just year-round, not just for Halloween. Just all the time.
I am so with you. I wish, like, all year long. Well, I want to thank you for continuing to bring the spookiness as Kiwi Aquarium. Go see her shows, support her art, and I want to thank the next generation of spookiness for being here at Cemetery Lane.
Of course, thank you for having me.
It's a delight. I am half of Haunted Housewives, and we will be back with more recommendations for haunts and more conversations about spooky stuff soon. Bye.